So I guess we can get into the conversation, right? So we're doing this because, there are people who don't know what Flower Girl is yet. And I find it very important, right, as the content manager of Flower Girl, to introduce people just, I guess, in a formal way to what Flower Girl is, how it started, where it came from, just so that people can, just be more connected to Flower Girl and I guess find their, I guess, where they belong within Flower Girl. And I guess just from experience, I could talk a little bit about myself. I did come in, as a content manager, but something that I realized about Flower Girl is that this is more than just a space where, we talk about cannabis. Because when I came into this, I obviously am not a cannabis user, but I found that even if you are a woman and you're a cannabis user, we all have something in common is that we all just want to feel good, right? We all want to feel good. We all have self-care routines and rituals. And I find this to be a safe space where I could talk about that with you. So I guess just, starting there, I really just want you to talk about what Flower Girl is, what it means to you, how this came about, and we could just go from there.
I'm sorry. Okay, so I guess first, before we get into all of that, I really want the community to understand that this is a new space for all of us. Kind of
Mhm.
putting Flower Girl together. So even down to putting this content together. You see me reaching all over the camera and doing all kind of extra stuff, but it's a situation where all of this is new. Um,
Mhm.
I started Flower Girl because I needed a space. I needed a space where I felt safe, where I could connect with those that were in this industry, that could educate me, that could provide just a safe space. I needed a safe space to land. Um, when the concept of Flower Girl came along, I was going through a tumultuous time in life. My oldest son was tragically murdered. And so for me, it was really important to figure out how I was going to get from day to day. I do have a younger son, and my younger son, Pharaoh, he needed me. And it was a situation where I knew that I didn't want to go on all of these prescription meds. I knew that that wasn't the route that I wanted to go. Um, and as I began to research, I came across medical cannabis. And I wasn't new to cannabis, but I was new to the space of wellness, utilizing cannabis for something outside of recreation. I wasn't informed about it. So I began to look in different spaces, research, and every space that I found myself in, it just felt so heavy. It felt like it was so male dominated, and it didn't give me a safe space to land. I didn't feel like I fit. I didn't feel like I belonged. And the more that I looked, I realized that I wanted to create a space for women that gave them that safety net, that
Right.
gave them the ability to connect with like-minded women.
Okay. So now we're gonna get into Dope Chicks, right? Because this
Right.
is we've pivoted. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. We have pivoted,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
love change. I love transition, and so I remember like when you brought up Dope Chicks, I was like, what's Dope Chicks? Like, what is that? So, I mean, I guess you could, take this time to explain a little bit about how, what you want to do with Dope Chicks, what we can expect from you just, within these upcoming episodes. And just like what you want this space to be for anyone who's going to be joining.
What I will say about Dope Chicks is Dope Chicks came about because of that research I was doing initially with where Flower Girl was concerned. And I'm realizing that there are some really dope women in the cannabis space that are doing some dope shit. And I'm like, you know what? People need to hear about this. And literally, that's how Dope Chicks was born. So going out and having the conversations with women that are putting conferences together or retreats together, or that are making the changes in the legislature, or whatever, or the soccer mom that's you know cooking up an edible in her kitchen, or trying to figure out how all of those pieces make up Dope Chicks. I mean,
Mhm.
we're dope women in this industry. So I wanted to have these conversations, and I wanted to bring these women to the forefront of the industry. So that's what Dope Chicks is. And that's what we can expect where Dope Chicks is concerned. Just some really, really candid conversations, but shining light on some really, really exceptional women in the industry that are doing some really, really great things.
I love that. That's exciting because I know, like, when I first, when you first brought me into Flower Girl and I kind of got introduced to everything that was going on, I had to do my research, obviously, right? I feel like
Right,
any person who is coming into just a new space and working with a different brand, you want to do your research and just make sure that everything you do is aligned with that brand. And
right.
I just remember, like, Googling, like stuff about the cannabis industry, and it is a male dominated industry.
It
Like, I
is.
don't, it was very rare for me to see like any type of really women being showcased or being talked about because again, it is a man's world, but I love that you're taking this piece of, just your brand and mainly focusing it on women because I feel like now more than ever we need a space to have a voice. We need a platform to just thrive in. So
Right.
Dope Chicks is literally going to be that and I'm excited. I already know just a little bit of what's coming. So
Exactly. But what
stay.
I will tell you is a part of that is realizing that 1 in 3 women over the age of 21 consumes cannabis.
Mhm.
So that's like a great deal of us, you
Yeah.
know? So to have the ability to showcase us in this space, I think
Mhm.
is extremely important. So we do. We have some really, really exciting conversations coming up. Um, Talking to even some of our partners from our LeafWell partners. They have an amazing new chief medical officer that is a woman. So we will be having a conversation with her. I mean, we will be having a conversation. We have some conferences that are coming up that are run by women that I want to have conversations around. But we do. We have been extremely blessed in the short amount of time that we have been around to have connected with some really amazing women. And like I said, I just really want to ensure that I showcase them and focus on what they're doing in this industry because it's not, I don't feel like it is highlighted enough. And for me, that's going to be my job.
Yeah. No,
Our job.
yeah. And I hate to, maybe I'm a little biased, right? Because I am working alongside Flower Girl, but I don't, I have not seen anything really like Flower Girl. Like, it's, like, I don't, any other brands or like, um, cannabis based brands or companies are mainly right focused for men. It doesn't, like, I've never went on a page and felt like included as a woman, right? So me going on Flower Girl, it's like, oh, this is my spot right here. Like, this is where I need to be. So
But you know what?
yeah.
We hear that all the time, though, when we get feedback from our social and the things, even the newsletter that we were putting out, right? Um, we hear from women saying that finally, a space where I can just open up, where I can just be me, where, there's no judgment, where it's just, I feel like this is my space. So that was the intent with Flower Girl. And I'm really excited that it has become a safe space for women in the industry. I think what's going to be interesting, we're about to launch our app in a little bit. And I think, we started out with the website. And as we kind of took this journey of Flower Girl, realizing that helping our community to be a little more agile and mobile was going to be important. And I think that the app is going to help us really be able to connect
Right.
and really be able to come. It's going to be a sisterhood. It's going to truly feel like a sisterhood once we get this app up and going. And so that's something that's on the horizon. I think is going to be huge for the community. Once we are able to connect in that space, I think it's going to change the trajectory of Flower Girl as we move forward.
Oh, absolutely. Because now nobody has an excuse. Everybody got a phone. You all have
Exactly.
an app store. You can go ahead and download it. And
Exactly.
literally, like, as soon as you wake up, you could just wake up, interact, while you're doing your self care morning ritual. Flower Girl's going to be right there with you. So
And
I,
Well, there will be spaces there as well. You know, you'll have the ability to form your own groups within
Right.
Flower Girls. So there may be a group of women that just want to talk about edibles, or a group of women that just want to talk about, the self-care, and whatever the case may be. You can create your own space within Flower Girl, and that to me is what's important. Being able to,
Yeah.
again, feel included in this industry. So
Yeah.
I'm
I love
excited.
that.
I'm excited. I'm definitely excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I mean, I obviously know everything, but
So that's it. So we do. We have the app coming up. These conversations that are going to be extremely, I feel like, beneficial to the community. We've got some in-person events that we're looking to do. Some events that we did last year that we're going to be bringing back again, especially our breast cancer. I think breast cancer was huge for us last year.
yeah,
So we'll be bringing that back on an annual basis. So a number of initiatives and activations and events on the horizon. So it's going to be an exciting year for Flower Girl.
yeah, I'm excited. And we're literally only in February, so we got a whole year of just some exciting things. And I think that like just even through all the content that will be dropping, I feel like everybody's gonna notice that like again the content and the videos and the events, it's literally curated not just for one specific type of woman within
Right.
this space, it's for everyone. Like, I mean, if you are male, you can go ahead and join, but it's like that's the whole point. You know, we want everybody to feel included. We want everybody to find their just where they, their own where they
There's
belong within
space.
the space. Exactly.
Right.
So I love that and I'm excited.
What else, Kimberly? What are we missing for 25? Are we going to hold on to some of it and,
Let's
and
see.
not necessarily uh, release all of our information?
I feel like it makes it a little bit more exciting too. If we don't put all the details out there, because then you'll actually, make sure you're subscribed and following along. This is why people need to like tune in to these videos because as you start to hop on and watch have conversations with different people and you start to share a little bit more about your own experiences, not just like with how Flower Girl started, but just overall, like just your entire life, like what you do as a mom, as a wife, like as a working woman, like there's so many pieces to this puzzle that people don't even understand like how this is all coming together. So it's like this, you have to like tap in and watch these episodes because then it all just comes together that way. But
We started out on Instagram, and then Meta shut us down as usual. So we are rebuilding. We are rebuilding our social media presence once again. So for those that were with us on the journey originally, please come back and join us. And then we're starting some additional social media that we didn't have before. Like we're building our TikTok page. We're starting our YouTube page. So I think it's going to be an interesting journey for all those that decide to join us.
yeah,
And again, that's the goal.
you have Flower Girl everywhere. If you like YouTube, we got you on YouTube. You like TikTok, we got you on TikTok. You like Instagram, we got you on Instagram. You like to just be on your phone, we got you with the app coming soon.
No excuses, right? Absolutely no excuses.
So we do have another episode coming up after this, right? We'll make sure we keep you guys in tune with when that's going to be dropping. But make sure you guys go ahead and follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, and YouTube. All the information for all these social media links is going to be in the bio. And again, stay tuned for the next episode. We're excited. I'm excited to see
Exactly.
who you got on this next episode. So yeah, and then also if you are someone who you feel like in this space, you want your voice to be heard, you want to, share your thoughts or opinions on this platform, make sure you reach out to us because you might even be, someone who we want on this, on this platform next, and just to have a conversation with.
What I do want to say is I do want to close this with a special shout out because on our last newsletter,
Mhm.
we let everyone know that we were pivoting, and we were pivoting from, we'll probably continue our newsletter, even if it's just to kind of keep the community informed with what's going on.
Mhm.
But we let the community know that we were pivoting to Dope Chicks as opposed to our Sesh Sundays, which we may still bring back, but we're figuring that out as we go along. But in doing that pivot, we did have individuals that came over, they subscribed, they, liked, commented the whole nine. And so what I did was the first individual on that liked our TikTok page, our newest follower on TikTok, and our newest follower on YouTube, I put together a Flower Girl gift pack.
Ooh, nice.
So I got the YouTube one because she was easy to reach. The one on no, I got the TikTok one. The TikTok one was easy to reach. The one on YouTube was not easy to reach. And so I need to reach out and try to figure out how I can get in contact with our YouTube winner. But we appreciate everybody subscribing and tuning in to our socials. So definitely want to keep that. Definitely want to keep it going.
We gave y'all enough, but just not too much yet. Because you can expect, right, that within these next episodes that you guys watch, and even just through the content on Instagram and TikTok, it's gonna start to bring everything together for y'all. And then just really give you a feel for what Flower Girl is and what the community just embodies. So I'm looking forward to all these upcoming, events, in-person events, and these upcoming episodes. Super excited for all of that. And yeah, I think y'all just have to stay tuned and catch us in the next episode. We'll catch you in the next episode, right? Because you'll have someone new on here.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. Yep. So appreciate the love, appreciate the support, appreciate the community, and definitely want you guys to stay tuned for what's to come with Flower Girl. So see
Perfect.
you next time.